Hello everyone, my name is Eddy, I'm a CEO of TrackDuck, and today we will be talking about how to improve web development with better communication. With me is our customer success manager, Jonas.
Hello, everyone.
Jonas, so ready to get it started?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Thanks everyone tuning in online. At any point, if you have any questions, feel free to submit them in the Q&A section, and we will make sure to answer them straight away or in the end of the webinar. And now to start with, I'll just start with a short intro, how we came up with TrackDuck idea and what's the agenda for today's webinar. We came up with TrackDuck purely out of our own thing. Then we were working, three of us, TrackDuck co-founders, working as in different agencies, and we were experiencing quite a lot of difficulties communicating with clients. It would always start good when you have personal face-to-face meeting with a client, but especially with clients who would be outsourcing work from abroad, with different in different time zones and different languages. Communication would get complicated sometimes. So we were looking for different options. Nothing really solved the pain for us on all the levels, starting from design, going to live websites, and including website prototypes in between. We needed a solution that would work on all the parts of the development process and would integrate to our tools that we were already using for project management and collaboration. So we started hacking away, and initially TrackDuck worked only on live websites, and then we expanded into added more and more features. So TrackDuck would work on website prototypes, localhost. Then we added features to be able to leave feedback on images, any web designs, banners, and so on. So the way it works is quite simple. I'm able to, instead of, let's say, I'll find some error or a bug, instead of writing an email to them and trying to describe a problem, I can just click on a specific part on a website and write a quick comment, hit enter, and the problem is reported. So here you're viewing the interface the way it looks for registered users. But we also have features for website visitors and anyone who is not registered for TrackDuck can leave feedback on your web designs or the website. We'll go into this in a little bit deeper in a few minutes. But just to get this off the bat, when we're talking about web development, especially for clients, no tools will actually replace personal communication and kind of having one-on-one meetings with clients, understanding their business needs, their personalities, and what's their motivation to getting a website. So what TrackDuck does is just takes away the anxiety from the client side when he needs to give feedback or a non-technical, for example, teammate who needs to leave feedback on what's being developed, on the design, on the technical errors. But to start communication well, I highly recommend to have a personal meeting, learn about the person. Once you learn more about the person, you can understand them better and understand their decisions better, their motivation for specific requirements for web development or design. This just always clarifies and makes the whole process easier. And don't just start straight away with technical requirements or what they would like to see in the design of the website. It's always good to have some casual talk and get to know each other. And the second thing is we technical people often force our technical knowledge on the clients, and you should really avoid that, especially in the beginning, not to scare anyone away. And this sometimes is pretty hard when you're used to that talk and using all kinds of technical jargon. So it really requires practice, and I would just simply recommend to practice as much as you can. Go out and to events, explain people what you do. If you can teach or give talks, that really helps. Writing blog posts without technical slang, it also improves this a lot. But once you're done with personal connection and you know exactly what you need to build in a website, then it's hard to start using TrackDuck and getting feedback on what's being developed and designed. So here I'll turn to Jonas, who will tell more about how to start using TrackDuck, and specifically what should you go for during the installation of TrackDuck, either for website, the JavaScript snippet installation, or browser extensions.
So hello again, everyone, and let's get started. So basic idea of TrackDuck is that it's really simple, and there are two ways you can install it on the website. The way I did it here, I just simply click the extension. You can install browser extension by browsing Google extensions or Firefox apps. We also do Safari, Internet Explorer, and this is one way. And the other way is to install JavaScript code onto your website. It's basically just like Google Analytics, and you have this little code, which is shown here, and you just put it after your body tag, and TrackDuck stays there. That way, you can install both the browser extension and the JavaScript, but we always recommend to install JavaScript, because that way you can turn on visitor feedback, which is quite a handy tool, which we will show you later. How our toolbar works. Basically, with a click of a button, just Eddy just showed like earlier, you create a new task, select an area, and write like some complaints or comments on that area, like plugins. And the task is sent away. It's sent straight away to TrackDuck. All of your teammates can see it. You also can leave comments. So all your teammates can leave comments. For example, we'll fix it right away. And the teammate which created the task will get a notification in his email or in TrackDuck as well. Like he'll see this little bubble over here. And the other functionalities of TrackDuck include that you can see all the tasks over here, and you can go on this icon, and you can filter them by showing completed tasks. Well, we don't have any completed tasks. Task assigned to me and created by me. You can also invite people by email or giving them a public invite link, which you can refresh if like lots of spammers join it. Then, as I mentioned earlier, if you install JavaScript on your website, you can turn on visitor feedback, and it's quite a handy tool, which basically lets any visitor who comes on your website to leave feedback. And I'm just going to show on my personal website, and it's quite basically all the visitors who come to your website just press this little button over here, which you can customize and leave feedback on any area of your website. They can also leave email if you opt them to do that. And it's quite easy to customize. We have this basic customization that you can do. Like you can choose the area of website you want to leave the feedback on. As well, you can choose the color, and you can opt in users to leave their emails. Also, you can do custom elements. You can include your personal feedback button, and we have a couple of other things coming up. And yeah, basically that's it about visitor feedback.
Cool, Jonas. Thanks. So yeah, guys. So if you're just starting off with TrackDuck, I would highly recommend to use browser extensions. We have them available as well as mentioned for Chrome, Safari, and Firefox. And you know, if you want to get feedback from your website visitors, or you don't want your colleagues or clients to register for TrackDuck just because you know it gets extra trouble, then use website visitor feedback button. You can customize it according to your website design and needs, and it just really simplifies the way to get feedback on design and the websites. As I mentioned before, you can with TrackDuck you can also get feedback on image files and designs. So this is the section that you should be seeing right now on your screens. What you can do here is upload any kind of mockups, designs, banners, any kind of image files, and get feedback on them. So if you're a web developer, I would highly recommend to get involved in the development process as early as possible, even before you start you know, creating any code, get involved in the design process. Give you feedback from the technical side, you know, what will work and what will not work, and try to be as clear as possible the reply to user. Again, trying to avoid having too much of technical jargon, and simply focus on what's the purpose of a website and what are the needs of a client or user, and what's the easiest, most effective way to serve them, to reach the goal. And really, I would say just don't be shy in giving feedback, because communication with clients should be a two-way process. So you get the requirements and needs from the client, and you should be able to consult the client and then provide the know-how and your recommendations. And this way build build trust and long-lasting relationship that you're not only you know, building one product, but you're a specialist in this field, and you should share your and regarding more functionality, I'll hand it back to Jonas, who will explain how to upload and share images and what color settings are available.
So basically, uploading images is quite straightforward. You just go to your image settings and just hit the upload button. Choose an image from your computer. Basically, I could upload my wedding picture, which I just had, but nope. Let's use personal. And the other functionality is that you can reorder basically all the images you have. So if you wanted to make it in specific order, you can just drag and drop it anywhere on in the place that you need. The other functionality which offer is quite a handy one. It's auto stretching, which basically means that if you have an image, for example, like that, like this one, and you want it to stretch a bit, all you need to do is to click the settings and turn on the auto stretching feature, and it's going to look something like this. It will take 1 pixel from each side of the corner and it will stretch it to both sides, which is quite handy for web designers. And the thing that like the TrackDuck works best is, of course, leaving feedback, and you can leave feedback as same as you leave it on the websites. You just hit the plus button and write your comments on the image. And the person, and your teammates in TrackDuck get these tasks straight away.
Cool. And again, so it's really easy to share images that are uploaded to TrackDuck. You can simply share the URL of any image to your client, and you will be able to leave feedback via feedback button in the bottom. And if your client or teammate is registered in TrackDuck in your project, you will see the toolbar. So, for example, if right now we will open another browser where we're not logged in, and open this image, we'll be able to leave feedback via feedback button, which can be, by the way, customized, and text that can be customized. Of course, all your client will need to do is leave in their email if it's mandatory. If you choose it to be mandatory in the settings, only for the first time. Later on, the system remembers it, and then you can start leaving feedback. Right. So once you're all good and started using TrackDuck, and you're leaving tasks and on web prototypes, websites, and images, and make sure to also try to use other productivity tools and project management tools to improve your web development process. Here we will tune in to one of our clients, Christopher. Jonas, can you get Christopher online? And we'll talk to him how he's using TrackDuck and what's been his experience and what kind of integrations to our productivity tools. Hi, Christopher.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Thanks for taking the time, Christopher. Can you shortly introduce yourself and just tell yourself and what do you do?
Sure. My name is Chris Crockett. I own a digital strategy and web development firm. We basically offer a wide range of digital strategy and marketing services, but obviously in regards to this, our main focus is web development, web design, and digital design. TrackDuck is a big part of our implementation process with regards to web design.
Thanks again for taking the time, Christopher, and using TrackDuck. As far as I remember, you've been with us for nearly half a year, right?
That's correct. Yep.
So what was the initial motivation for you to start using TrackDuck, and what kind of problems you were trying to solve?
So over the past year, we were going through quite a large rate of growth, and we had taken on a large amount of clients, both direct to clients, and we've taken on clients that are agencies. So several agencies that were outsourcing directly to us, and we're trying to find a consistent way to collaborate both the clients and the agency clients, and work directly with them, and using our project management processes and our project management tools. And we've worked with several different tools, and we've been testing out different platforms and whatnot. And now we're currently working with Teamwork PM as our project management. But we needed to figure out a way to kind of collaborate, work with them both on mock-ups and on testing and on usability, as well as changes to design and the full web design process. So we kind of needed a way to be able to really go through a design, a live site, issues, bugs, and be able to have that communication without working on, here's a screenshot, emailing it over, having that lengthy Word document where you're dropping screenshots in some consistent format where it was easy to really save that time. I was spending a lot of money with my project managers where I really need them on other tasks, really have them project manage as opposed to consolidating Word documents into tasks. You know, I need those tasks to be already put into tasks and then focus on working with the teams directly and focusing on more important things than, you know, being, you know, just taking Word documents and converting them into tasks. So.
Yeah, exactly. I know it's been very well. Just out of curiosity, before we get into the more integrations you're using, talking about regular clients and clients who are web agencies, who are more difficult because sometimes just remembering from my own work with agencies, having developers, other developers, and designers as customers is even harder because they're more picky and they sometimes also invested in explaining exactly what they want and just kind of think that you should understand it from a few keywords. What was more difficult in your case?
Well, I think in both cases it worked out quite well in terms of, you know, TrackDuck made it easier in both cases because the communication line worked pretty well. So, for example, with the agency clients, the account executive on the agency side would usually use TrackDuck. So they would go sit down with the client, have TrackDuck pulled up, or if the client was remote, they'd be, you know, on Skype with the client or whatever their screen sharing program would be, and they'd be going through either the mock-up, so they'd have an image of the mock-up, and they'd go through the image, you know, the mock-up itself, and be marking it up. Some cases where it's a wireframe, and in some cases what we would create for certain agencies would have standardized templates we work with them on, where they would replace certain block regions with assets. So where you can attach files in TrackDuck, they would actually upload the assets. So there'd be certain containers, they would upload the assets and then put the text area in as the comments. So it'd be kind of, you know, this is a one size fits all for certain projects, and it'd be certain set budgets for those projects as well. Kind of a cookie cutters, but there were customized templates for that client. So for example, like resume type sites, things like that. So that TrackDuck worked really well for that as well. So it really made the projects, you know, something that would normally take 4 weeks could be done in 2 weeks because it just cut the time and clutter and the noise that you would usually have in transferring the assets and getting everything done, because it would drop everything into teamwork and create the tasks, and, you know, you could get it done and everything be done right in the first time around. So that was the beauty of that. So when we were able to cut some of the budgets and do a lot more projects with those agency clients, it made our margins higher. So it worked all around, made everybody a lot happier. So it was just a beautiful thing. And then with the client side, it worked really well because when you meet with the clients, you had it pulled up, and we were able to just really have productive meetings. It would be something where, as opposed to going through a mock-up or going through a website where you would be spending, you know, an hour or 45 minutes out of the meeting, it was only 10 to 15 minutes or 20 minutes. And the rest of the meeting was strategy discussion. So you really were able to focus on what you needed to focus on at the meeting, and there wasn't as much noise as there normally would be.
That's great. It's really good to hear that TrackDuck helped you out. We actually have a question from one of the viewers from Polus, and the question is, can users actually change the yellow bubbles that mark bugs on a website? No, we currently don't have this functionality, Polus, but we'll take a look at it. I don't know, Christopher, would you like to change the bubbles that represent bugs in TrackDuck? Would you see any point in that?
No, I've never had, you know, and that's one thing that's been great with you guys. I've always been, you know, you know, even within the first month, there's a lot of things I know that I asked you to change and fix, and you guys were always very, it was great because and that's the one, I was looking at several tools right off the bat, and I was evaluating several tools, and the reason I stuck with TrackDuck, and there was even less expensive tools, but the reason I stuck with you guys is because you guys were always answering, you was always fixing things were always getting better, and it was just, it was the best solution out there, and it was just always getting better. And it there was no comparison to any of the other solutions in the end of the day. And I could message you guys anytime on Skype, and you would say, here's how you could do it. Here's what we're doing. It's something we're implementing. And you were a lot of times 10 steps ahead of me when I had an idea. Hey, is this something you guys could do? Oh, we're actually already working on that. So it's just been a great back and forth. And a lot of times, you think you need something, you really don't, because the flow is really, really good right now. So.
Yeah, thanks very much, Chris. It was really nice, and you can't see, but our whole team right now is listening and smiling, and yeah, so it's kind of made our day today. Right. So besides teamwork, you also have been using Slack, right?
Yeah.
And
so let me just talk about that for a second. So it's great because one of the members on our team from the development and programming side don't always have teamwork up, right? And when you enter a task into TrackDuck, you could disable the notifications via email that a task is added. But if you set up the integration into Slack, you could set it up when you set up the channel in Slack, you could set it up so the notifications are always coming in. So it's great because usually everybody has Slack open. So when people start adding the tasks, when a client or whoever's adding the task, it'll start sending the notifications. So it's great because you'll start seeing all the tasks start going through, and then it'll alert whether it's the project manager or all the people involved in that project. They'll start knowing that tasks are coming in, and then you'll start kind of ramping up, saying, all right, I need to start delegating or start figuring out the resources or start scheduling to go into that project and tackling that. So it's a great way to kind of get in the mindset to go, all right, time to kind of switch over, or that needs to go into time to start working on that project, because that's kind of pipeline or queued up. So it's kind of a nice way, because you could kind of, once you start getting everything set up and working together, you could kind of play around with the notifications as well with the different tools you're using. And figuring out, all right, which one do you want to use for notifications? Which one, do you want to have teamwork automatically send out email notifications, notifications to your cell phone? Do you want Slack to be the one that shows the notifications? Do you want to come from, so it's infinite in the way you kind of manage everything. And that's the great thing about how TrackDuck integrates with the other tools.
Cool. Thanks, Christopher. Right. Jonas, do you have any questions?
Well, I just wanted to say thank you, Christopher. It's a really big pleasure to hear these things from our users.
No problem. One other thing I want to kind of bring up too that I was really happy with. So we were using Trello for a while, and we kind of outgrew the capabilities of Trello in terms of, we need to really add some more intricacies to projects and dependencies and whatnot. And we were in the midst of a couple projects through TrackDuck, where we were worried that the tasks wouldn't be transferred over easily from TrackDuck to Teamwork. So the second we set up the Teamwork account and linked it, everything automatically pushed right through into Teamwork. So it was excellent. I was very happy about that because I literally didn't have to do anything. The second I set up the task list and just linked the two together, it worked perfect. So that was one great thing that it kind of literally saved me hours and hours of work and made it into a 2-second job. So if that's anyone's concern, if you're using one of the tools on the list and thinking about switching to another tool, or don't have one of the tools on the list but maybe would be considering it, and it kind of makes things a no-brainer. It really does. End of the day, it has saved us quite a bit of money, and it's actually increased our margins by using TrackDuck. So
that's great, and but we really strive to make our integrations as best as possible. All of the project management integrations are two-way, and we sync tasks and also users if you choose to, and also funds that goes to Teamwork. The guys who've been doing a great job and have a very good API, and which made this task a lot easier. Thanks again, Christopher. So we will be holding you for much more. Talk to you soon again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And now Jonas will cover some more functionality of TrackDuck. He will show you the list and other available integrations, and go through the rest of the dashboard of TrackDuck, showing how to manage organizations, set up teams and invite users and set their roles in these teams.
Yeah, so we're trying to make it always simpler, but here it goes. So basically, each user, when he comes in to TrackDuck, he's part of some organization. So if and each organization has different projects, and this is how we build users. We build users per organization. If you want to switch organization, you can do it in the top left corner, and you just scroll over it, and you just select the organization which you want to work in. So, for example, new organization, which just created before the webinar, and let's switch to TrackDuck organization. And this is quite a tricky thing that we get quite a lot of questions about how do organizations work. So if you go to your organization settings, just over here, this is where you can add managers to your organization, which we will be able to see and change your billing settings and other things. And you just add manager real simply, just put in his email address, and that's it. Then the tier down is teams. So here I have 3 teams, and each team has different users. And each of the user in a team has different roles. So for example, administrator has administrative rights. He can do everything that use all TrackDuck's functionality. After that, we have contributor, which can add tasks, submit issues, assign issues to other people, and so on. And after that, we have this reporter role, which can only create new tasks. Reporters do not see tasks created by other people, and they cannot do anything else.
So Jonas, as Jonas already said, reporters usually are invited to a project at that point of time, and you only need you really need a kind of intensive collaboration with them, but you don't want them get involved in the rest of the project or see other tasks. So reporters roles is perfect for customers, freelancers, if you're outsourcing some part of a project. This way you can still have them in the project, assign them tasks quickly, get replies from them quickly, have everything synced to our project management systems via integrations, and still have this fast communication. If you don't need that, then I would recommend to actually use the website visitor feedback button. This way, your clients or whoever is helping you or giving advice and feedback on project won't have to register.
Yeah, and if you want to invite new users to TrackDuck, you can just simply invite them by email. You just type your the person's email. So, for example, Eddy at TrackDuck.com, and he's gonna get an invitation to TrackDuck straight away. You can also use a public invitation link. You just, as previously, you set the role for a user and share this link with your teammates. Then under teams, we have projects. Basically, teams belong to some projects. So here's the Smash magazine, which we used as an example earlier, and here are the tasks that we created on that website. And in this dashboard, and this is how basically our dashboard looks like. We have tasks, we have some just add new task button, which will take me directly to Smash magazine. And I can add more tasks here, and I can assign them to other users. So for example, I have Eddy added here, and I just add new tasks. And Eddy is gonna get notification into his email.
Thanks, Jonas.
Yeah, and Then we have this filter functionality, which shows tasks that are assigned to me. Eddy in his dashboard can see tasks that are assigned to him. You can also see closed tasks and viewers. We also have this archive functionality, which basically belongs to our highest paying plans or for trial users, which basically exports the tasks to JSON or XML format. And the thing that we get asked quite a lot is notifications. How do they work? So basically, you can set your notification settings in your account settings under notification settings in the bottom. And here you can see the themes. So basically, if you can choose to be notified on task updates. So for example, if you leave a comment on a task, you will get all the future comments made on that tasks, or you will get the status of the task. And after that, you can get reports, which can be sent daily, weekly, or monthly. You can also switch them off, as well as like notifications. Yeah, and this is also you can choose the language that you want to be presented in the website. And the last thing that Christopher mentioned is integrations. So we do 17 integrations, and you can find them all under integration tab in project settings. And we have Asana, Basecamp, Flowdog, Gemini, GitHub, and many others. And as you see, I use quite a lot of them. And basically how we do it is pretty straightforward. For example, with, I would say, Basecamp, you just click. So let's disable integration. You just click enable integration, and you are taken to Basecamp. You log in, you fill up some details, and that's it. After that, you can choose to-do list which you want the tasks from TrackDuck to go in. And the way how integrations work here is really simple and really helpful. We do two-way integration. So basically, if you make a task in TrackDuck, it will go directly to Basecamp. And if you complete a task in Basecamp, it will be completed in TrackDuck as well. If you complete a task in TrackDuck, it will be completed in Basecamp. And it applies to all the comments and files you add. So yeah, this is what TrackDuck functionality looks like.
Yeah, so from integrations, we have three main type of integrations. So we have project management systems like Basecamp, and more or less all of them, as Jonas mentioned, work the same. Asana, Basecamp, Jira, Gemini. You use the TrackDuck sends tasks to these project management systems and gets updates from them, and also syncs the users. Then we also have chat systems like HipChat, Flowdog, and Slack. For all of them, we send you TrackDuck tasks and notifications to your chosen channel. And then finally, we have also intercom for support and customer engagement, where this is more front-end facing integration, where your user who's using support the intercom will be able to attach screenshots to the support ticket. We have, of course, also Zapier integration for your own custom integrations that are not yet available from our list. And then the last group are integrations to content management systems. Currently, we have two of those, WordPress and Modix CMS. For all of those, the integrations help to add new websites to and create projects easier simply by clicking on the plugin in the CMS system. So that's kind of it for integrations, and let's check if we have any more questions from our users. And Looks like only Otis is asking more questions. Otis, we'll get back to you regarding the markup for the tasks and bugs in the websites, and we'll see what we can, how we can help. Thanks for viewing, everyone. We're going to repeat these webinars more often from now on to show updates in TrackDuck and also share our tips and tricks. Next one you can expect in a month's time. We're also going to have a different theme and invite more TrackDuck users to share their tips and insights. So if you would like to participate in the next webinar, or you have a suggestion for for a topic for a next webinar, please let us know. From our side, in TrackDuck, we're currently working on actually quite a few major updates from both client side and from agency side interface. What you should expect soon is that the screenshot quality will improve. There's going to be some new features. We can't promise anything on for specific deadlines, but we're looking into adding video feedback. We're looking into adding more chat functionality and other great stuff to TrackDuck. So stay tuned and keep a lookout for these features. We'll also, of course, notify you all via email. And thanks again for watching. And thanks, Jonas, for helping me out. And let us know if you have any more questions via TrackDuck support app. And thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.